I'm playing a playwright who is dealing with two issues. One, he's got this play. He's a very successful writer of comedies, and he wants to write a serious play about an older guy falling in love with a younger woman. And so the problem with that is he thinks audiences will just be sickened by it. He just thinks the whole idea is creepy, and he doesn't know what to do. And the second thing he's dealing with is he himself is like turned 50, and he's dealing with his own issues of getting older. And I turned 50 this year, so I find this play a tragedy. It's supposed to be a comedy, but I find the whole thing really depressing.
He has a secretary, which is me, who has been secretly in love with him, and he discharges her, and on the day that she's discharged, she confesses her love for him, and eventually he puts her in his new Broadway play, and they fall in love, and it's kind of a May-December romance, and it has to do with one person facing the prospect of getting older, and another one sort of having to grow up.
The playwright in the play, Stephen Gay, played by David Hyde Pierce, he's written a play, and Dickie is the leading man in his play, and begins to have some issues with the other lead.
You know, it's kind of a screwball comedy in some respects, but it's also there's nice, dramatic, serious elements exploring this relationship.
There's that mixture of sadness and pleasure in the play, which makes it, I think, contemporary in a way. You know, it's not one thing or the other. It's not like all comedy, all tragedy. It's this very rueful kind of mixture of both things.
It has elements of Noel Coward, and it has elements of Oscar Wilde, and then it also has elements of Kaufman and Hart, and plays of that period.
It's a very sophisticated comedy, and very sophisticated for its time. In the mid-30s, a lot of American writers weren't writing in this highly elegant, sophisticated style.
The play was written in 1934, but it could have been written in 1935. No, it actually is startling because what we forget, first of all, it was in the Depression, and we're all depressed, so the context is perfect. And, we now today are all depressed, so we're virtually the same audience as the play was written for. But also the 30s was a very kind of loose period sexually and morally and stuff, so some of the stuff that happens in the play is as startling now as it would have been then. So it doesn't feel dated at all to me.
I didn't quite know what kind of actor would be right for this writer. So we never actually did it. And then someone here mentioned David Hyde Pierce to me once in connection with this play, and I thought, that's it. That's how you do it. It was a light bulb moment.
He's insanely talented and good at what he does, but he's also really, really nice, lovely human being, very generous as an actor and a person, very kind and really funny and really smart. And he shows up and just like everybody else and goes to work, and it's hard work, and it's really an honor to be able to go through all of this work with him.
Great sort of kind of a leading man part with a lot of foibles, and it's just a kind of wonderfully complicated, slightly arrogant, interesting character.
You know, I think of it as a sort of lost jewel, or a jewel that's sort of sitting at the bottom of the jewel box that you forgot was there. That's what I hope people will recognize Rafelson as an important writer at the beginning of the 20th century.